if you're interested in any of the projects, you can approach me later on. Of course, everything here today is confidential, so I would appreciate everyone who will keep these information confidential to yourself as well. Of course, if you need to talk to your other investors, please do so, and we can actually approach these apprentices together as well. Now, there's a few kind of projects I'm looking at. I have 7 these days. Now, the first one, the first batch will be like medical kind of thing related. So if you're into medical kind of investment projects, please take note. Now, the first one we'll be talking about is prostate cancer diagnosis. So this is a new medical, we're looking into a new company that will actually do diagnosis, preventive measures in terms of prostate cancer. It is actually a company that is devising a new type of MRI. So traditionally, prostate cancer, the problem with prostate cancer diagnosis or biopsy is that it has a very low rate of success. So it's like I keep on jabbing you and they're still missing the mark because the imaging is not as clear as possible, as clear as what you can look at in one MRI. Now this technology right now combines 4 different kinds of MRI into one MRI. So the person will just sit in one sitting with one MRI, and then the doctors or the physicians will be able to fairly, with better accuracy, to pinpoint where to do the biopsy. The technology right now is doing clinical testing in US, so if you're interested, please let me know. This is prostate cancer preventive diagnosis. It's a big ticket thing, so the very least that we're looking at, we'll be talking about like 200K US per pop. Of course, if you have less or if you are looking at something else, then let me know as well. We're still looking at different things as well. Second one will be something related to the cannabis plant. So right now, one of the companies in the US right now is doing cannabis research. We're not talking about marijuana, we're talking about the cannabis plant. Some of the elements in the cannabis plant can actually help regenerate neurons, brain neurons. So this is pharmaceuticals. And they're doing, of course, clinical testing as well, not human testing yet. So they're looking for funding as well. So we're working on this together hand in hand on that. So if you're into pharmaceuticals, or if you're interested in this area or have investors in this areas, please let me know. That's number 2, the cannabis. The third one is DNA Parental Screening. That's a Hong Kong company, and that Hong Kong company is doing actually DNA testing already. And it's doing prenatal testing where you can actually just take a small sample of a new kind of DNA testing and actually do preventive measures, preventive diagnosis, whether that baby will have cancer, high risk of cancer, or low risk of diabetes, etc., etc. So this is a Hong Kong company which is already running already. They have good high revenue track records already. So if you're interested, let me know. That's number 3. Number 4 is non-medical. From here on, it's non-medical. It's a little bit different. There's a new one doing Italian. It's a new Italian affordable luxury kind of a brand trying to go into China. So we're looking into this as a retail and also affordable luxury retail. So whether they're doing retail shops or e-commerce or a combination of all of these things here is as a matter of how we decide later on. So it's an Italian brand where they do affordable luxury trunks, luggage trunks. So it's not Rimowa, that kind of thing. We're talking about like something like you see in Gucci, LV, but it's not that kind of price range. It's a mid-affordable luxury price range. So this is number 4. Number 5 is a little bit different. It's high-tech cameras, 3D mapping. So it's a new kind of camera technology whereby it's used in VR, virtual reality, for urban planning, urban mapping. So a drone could use this camera, this new lens technology, because it's very high res and it's got some proprietary technology inside it. It can be placed on a drone and the drone flies over the city and it can do landscaping. So if you, for the guys, or the girls, if you like video playing, you can see all these kind of CG computer graphics in movies whereby you see its own computer graphics, but it's like the real thing. And that's what it is. And traditionally, the programmers will have been programmed for months and years to actually recreate Hong Kong, like in the Transformers. But now with this technology, you can actually just fly by, take some shots, video shots of it, and the computer will generate the 3D mapping of a city landscape in much less of a time. So this is the camera technology number 5. If you don't remember the name, just say down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's fine. The sixth one is the one that I've just mentioned right now, blockchain technology. So it's the Bitcoin technology. There's a Bitcoin guy around here today. I don't know where he is. But then again, the technology is first initially developed in 2008. Blockchain. It's nothing new, but it's well, not a lot of people be using it. So right now, the most famous one was Bitcoin. But since Bitcoin is over, now people are talking about how to apply it in financial products. So this one is a little bit different because this one focuses on customers in the developing countries, like in India, like in different places in Southeast Asia, for them to be able to access other financial products overseas in the world. So one of the biggest problems or biggest challenges is overseas people buying financial products in other places. So this company is actually focusing on helping developing countries, consumers in developing countries to be able to access to better products, whether it's in Hong Kong or whether it's in other places, by using this blockchain technology. So that's number 6. 7 is the last one. It relates to you, actually, because that's what London is doing. They're doing something called a marketplace matching. What it is it's in London, and you may have an office space in London, but you don't use it. So why don't you just rent it out? Now, rent it out, you can rent the whole thing out, or you can rent partially out of it. And they're focusing on renting it out to entrepreneurs in London. So London is pretty much similar in Hong Kong, which we've got another friend here who's doing exactly the same thing, so we can talk about that later on. And office space is expensive, and so entrepreneurs will not be able to afford these kind of high-grade level kind of offices. Using co-working spaces may be limited because you have to go through pitching and everything else. So, and there are dead spaces in many places right now, especially when the economy is not that good. People are streamlining themselves, bootstrapping. So, if you have a big space, or some owners, business owners have a big space already, and they say, hey, I don't need a big space right now. Can I rent partially out of this? But they want to focus on entrepreneurs, so startups, whereby you can have a new company next to you, and it might be also be beneficial as well because that company might be able to help you in terms of the business, supply you with a service that relates to what you are doing existing currently at this point. So that's project number 7. So that's all for the projects update that I have that I'm looking at right now. So if you're interested, or if you think that you've got some investors interested in, let me know after this session. So, and very much thank you all for coming again for the Angel Investors Roundtable. We will have our next topic in May 26, I think. Should be 26, here again in KPMG. So once again, thank you all for coming. Thank you Invest Hong Kong. Thank you for Prudential and also Hero Concept as well, and also to KPMG as well. So thank you all for coming. Thank you. We still have the networking around this, so please keep talking and also exchanging cards.